Natural evolution is a thing of the past. We are designing our own bodies. We are designing what it means to be human. Traveling across the solar system, out into the universe, and building our humanity far beyond the reaches ever imaginable.
Since humans are keeping and breeding animals, there is no more natural evolution. It started 35,000 years ago when humans started to domesticate wolves. So then they interfered with evolution. Xenotransplantation is the transplantation of organs between different species. In the end, it doesn't count. When they are dead, they are dead. I avoid to give them names, because if they have names, then they have personalities, then it's even harder.
Let me check once again that I have everything with me. When I leave the house, I have to have a full battery with me and a second control unit. So in the case of an emergency, if it fails, maybe I can even change it myself. If I can't do it anymore, then I hope there are people who have the courage to say, there are some plugs that need to be plugged together. Let me try it. Maybe it works. This is vital for us artificial heart patients. Necessary for survival. Yes?
Car keys.
I also take an FFP2 and the car key. And I can get going.
Say hello to Bernd.
I will. See you later. Arrivederci.
Up and away. Have fun.
And bye. It's always such a hard way to make these visits. But I didn't have a choice then to say no. Because then I would have done justice to what Dr. Schmidl gave me, my life back. And I said, out of gratitude, I'll take care of other people. Just to have the feeling that there is someone outside the clinic who thinks of me, who sometimes asks, how are you? What are you doing? Okay, I'll call you back tonight. So this feeling that we're a small elitist club of people who have a very special history. Bernd, my friend, how are you? How is the plan with you?
The plan is I'm waiting now. I'm HU listed. I'm waiting for a new heart and bridging the waiting time.
So I'll give you 8 weeks. Then you're through, I guess.
It is still a long time, but yes, it's good.
It's not that long now. 4 to 8 weeks, I guess. How young are you now?
58 years. 59 in May. Well, you have to accept this.
Yes, and when you're at that point when you have actually already gained a lot, because I always tell myself, I was already dead once, so I know how it is. Everything that comes now is a present. It can only get better.
The main problem in most cases is not that there's absolutely no donor heart available for a human patient, but they need a certain heart at a certain time point. And if they don't get this heart, they die. really like to give the impression of a nice farmhouse, so people don't really know what's happening here. This is not because we want to hide what we are doing, but a lot of people are very critical. What we are working on here is to create genetically modified pigs for different purposes, and cloning is a technique to produce these animals. The final aim, of course, is to use pigs as organ donors for humans.
Good morning.
This is like a little museum that I've built here. One that more or less tells the story of artificial hearts. This is the artificial heart of the very first hour, the first generation. It was still installed around the turn of the millennium, around the year 2000, 2001. Not that long ago, honestly. The blood went in here is a membrane, and it keeps hitting the back plate and then presses out the blood. And here and there were heart valves. But hold it yourself, how heavy it is.
That's insane. How long have people been able to live with that?
Not long then.
I guess so.
And then it so happened that a NASA engineer was going to have surgery. And so they wanted to install such a device. And then he said, if I survive this, I will bring all the experts together. We fly to the moon, but we install such rattle traps. This can't be the last word on the subject. Then they tried to reduce the kerosene pumps and space shuttles and miniaturize them, and developed rotators, small coils that are rotating rapidly. And based on that approach, you now have centrifugal pumps. Again, the artificial heart is put in here, and blood is turned by a propeller and is thrown out with 3,000 turns to go back in here. And this is the device you also have in your body.
Das ist das Gerät, was auch Sie in Ihrem Körper haben.
Now you can hear how it sounds when a person no longer has a heartbeat. And the turbine spins with 3,000 revolutions per minute. To do things, heart transplant and heart surgery, things that are not at all meant to exist in the biological order of humans, or no living being. When it's over, it's over. We have never been so satisfied to accept this normal biological order.
Aging is the major risk factor for most human diseases. So when you get old, your chances of having cancer, Alzheimer's disease, a heart attack, kidney disease dramatically increase. So for us, we thought, instead of going after one disease at a time, let's try to make something that will dramatically improve human health. And therefore, we try to tackle aging. We are trying to reprogram worms and fish. We are trying to reprogram mice. The mice was able to live even 30% longer. So this is telling you that humans can reset aging in animals.
the science field, they target only one disease and they try to cure this disease especially. But aging, it's a critical factor and impact all those diseases. So if I target especially aging, I would like to see less cancer or less dementia or these kind of things.
So if you are able to slow down or to even reverse the aging process, but even just slowing down the aging process, you will be able to dramatically extend the health span of people.
Even if it's been 10 years or almost 11 years, and I must say it's a long time, but I can still remember everything as if it was yesterday, and I will never forget this.
And when you said that day to my wife and me, maybe a half a year, 3/4 of a year, and then the heart will be so sick that nothing works anymore. That was the first time I realized what was happening at all.
Everything was normal, and my husband really never has been ill. Kiss here, kiss there, like every evening. Everybody turns to their side. Thank God I only heard a funny noise. It wasn't snoring, and I jumped up and just looked and saw my husband lying there, neither breathing nor pulse, no noise, no nothing. At that moment, he was dead.
Vor 10
10 years ago, nobody knew how long such a therapy would work.
I am proud to say, okay, I was one of those who 10 years ago said I have the courage, I dare, I have no other chance to live on. I'll take that now.
You are a pioneer of therapy, so to speak.
Then in the end, we are talking about how long does this last? Can I grow old? Can I become 120? Can I do it? Can I have an operation? Can? And then comes a question from me, a utopian thought. Maybe it is also possible one day for me personally to breed a pig after my genetic characteristics, which is my pig for my heart, for my liver, my lungs. That would be utopian, maybe, but maybe not.
If we would transplant a heart of a normal pig into a human, this would be destroyed immediately within 5 to 10 minutes. Therefore, a lot of mutations are necessary, so it's not only one single mechanism which has to be controlled. So we have pigs who are triple genetic modified, and we are adding a 4th genetic modification, always to improve the organs even better. So in this room, we are producing cloned embryos. So after 2 days, we already can select the genetically modified embryos we grow in the lab, in the incubator. Now we are preparing the embryos for embryo transfer. For that purpose, we have to bring them to the stable to transfer them to recipient sows to get nearly 4 months later living piglets.
No, the battery is empty. I do notice that my body changed during these 9 years. Lost muscle mass. The body is changing. Of course, I am also 9 years older, logically. But in the end, I also feel weaker. Because no one knows how long it will run, actually. How long does it go well?
Then last year, on May 6, they installed this pump in me. When I got the artificial heart, she immediately gave it a name. So all the names are from Steffi, my daughter. She accepts that one. She named him Rudy, just like she called I got a defibrillator. He got the name Fritz, and my rollator is called Josie.
Rollator, der ist dann die Josie.
Okay, I'll go now. And they said this pump could stay with me for 8, 9 years, 10 years. But then I had a right-sided stroke.
Ja.
Yes, and since then I have been here for the HU listing.
HU means high urgency. So patients listed with a high urgency, their state of health is so bad, even with an artificial heart or with dialysis, that they are really in need of an organ within the next few weeks or months.
I know I can't survive without a new heart.
I think it's impossible to get rid of heart attacks or strokes or cancer or all these diseases if you don't get to the root cause.
30 years ago, 40 years ago, when they were talking about aging, was so complex that it was impossible. And now we see that we are getting there. So we are in between the last human mortal generation and the first human immortal generation.
We're simply talking about the next evolutionary stage of medicine, a very extremely modern kind of medicine.
The biggest challenge in the whole life extension industry is that there still isn't anything applicable to humans that can greatly extend their lives. Nothing like, the mice have that can extend their lives by 50%. We need to accelerate the search for really radical life extension therapies.
And I'm sure we can do it. And the consequence of that will be that I probably live a very, very long life.
To most people, it sounds like, oh, you want to live forever, right? Okay, if that's your definition of forever, yeah, I want to live for as long as I can, for as long as I'm enjoying it. So if that's forever, then be it. I want to live forever.
I think it's human, like super selfish. I want to live forever, I don't want to die, I don't want to see an end to my life. Like the organism is done in a way, why we age? Because it's done in a way that there is an end. And even if you take therapies, I don't think you will reach that point that you will live forever. You will live longer, I'm sure about it, you can live longer, but you cannot live forever. extreme and you said you want to live forever, I would say no. Because how do we define life? We are born and we die. It's a cycle, and this is the definition of life. So if we live forever, are we really living? Is it life? I don't think so. So I think people are scared about death and all, but it's just a natural process. This is what I believe.
I mean, I've been through a lot of health issues, I'd say, but the urge to live is there. I want to continue to enjoy life with my family, my daughter. I also want to get to know the grandchild, once it will be there. And that, for me, is the will to live. I just want to go on living with the family.
Hallo, na? Hast du Eisern? Ja. Hi. Hi. Grüß dich.
Greetings.
Hi, daughter.
Today, for example, I am glad that I now have the opportunity to be here again after such a long time and just to see you. And yes, that's good for me right now. And now I think to myself, it could begin. Now we have seen each other again and talked to each other and yes, spent a nice afternoon here, and I think the time is ripe now.
Even if I don't show it, but in a quiet minute, I often think, okay, we could start now.
But of course, it's also laced with fear because we know it's 50-50. It can also backfire, which we don't expect to happen because we have to stay positive, otherwise you can't cope with this. But it is mixed. Some days it's more the hope that what will come now can actually only be better. And some days you are just really afraid that this could be the last few weeks which we have with you.
It's a ticket, a highway to hell. There are only two possible results.
Right.
Either you get up and you're back, or you're gone.
Well, as I said, I don't want to give up my life. I want to have a few more years.
There is also a good chance you have a good environment at home. Wife and daughter who would do everything in the end to help you.
Yes, to be home again. You hit the sore spot.
It's just like that. Just let it run, that shit. It's a part of it as well, because fear is part of it.
When these piglets are born, we take a little tissue sample and check if they really have the genetic modifications we want to have.
If someone had come and said, we have the options of an artificial heart, a pig heart, and a human heart. Human heart is no option because there are none. So the only choice is an artificial heart or a pig's heart. And I would have had a statistic about a pig's heart that said, survival rate after 5 years of over 90%. I would have said, I'll take it.
In terms of size, it almost is right. so I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't care if I had a pig heart then, as long as I live.
We are really, really very short before clinical trials. I think this is more ethic problem and also a problem to get the permit from the authorities.
I really believe that it will come. It will not be possible any other way.
But anyway, I like my pigs, and they're very intelligent and sensible animals. For me, the crucial point is to make their life as nice as possible and to make their death as, not nice, perhaps the wrong word, but they shouldn't have any stress. It should be very calm and very relaxed, and then it's okay for me.
I believe that we humans are made in a way, or turned ourselves into this, that we don't want to accept that it simply ends. But then that leaves the question, was that what God wanted?
Yeah, as a scientist, I have to say it's a great opportunity. We are doing nothing different than evolution does. We just speed it up.
We shouldn't even be tied to our biology. I mean, eventually, I'm sure we will leave these meat machines for some better substrates.
In the future, we will design ourselves. We will design the new humans, the new transhumans, the new post-humans.
It is our nature to transcend ourselves. We are designing our own future. We're designing our own environments. We are designing what it means to be human.
Transhumanism is a concept to accept that our species as Homo sapiens is not the final evolution. That we are continuing to evolve. And I think once we slow down death and reverse aging or slow down aging, and also develop new ways to have bodies or new types of bodies, we will have made a major leap in our evolution and what it means to be human.
The one thing now is the help in an emergency. We reach that. We can handle that. We can support a heart, no doubt. But one question remains. Is that the end? Are we satisfied with what we can do? Is it enough?
At 20:11, the call came, and he said, "They have a heart for me." And you start to tremble. You lose orientation for a moment. And then we came here straight away. We arrived at 12:20. We have been waiting the whole time for the okay to come, or for it to be rejected. And now in a moment, it will be 5 o'clock in the morning.
I sometimes believe that a donation of time is worth more than money. If you have a little time for something or take this time that you supposedly don't have.
Someone is about to come rushing through the door saying, "Here we go."
Hello, here we go. 5 minutes to 5 o'clock is handover at the lock. There are 7 minutes left. Now it's going really fast. I'm going to give you the surgical shirt now. First, put it on.
We are still coming along.
A healthy person has 1,000 wishes. A sick person only has one. That's how it is.
Loaded and fire. Is it beating?
They always say that xenotransplant was 5 years away and always would be, but on Friday, it became a reality. It's a historic landmark in organ transplantation. I mean, the fact that we could take a genetically engineered pig and put it into a human being and save their life is something that we dreamed about 25 years ago. And to see this come into a reality is truly amazing.
The organ looks perfect. Good size. It's now waiting for our call to action.
That new heart's still a rock star. Beating strongly.
Until day 45 or 50, he was doing very well, everything, but off and on, multiple organs started to fail, and finally that resulted in his passing away.
2 months after his historic surgery, pig heart transplant recipient David Bennett passed away this week.
That we were able to watch it function flawlessly for, 9 weeks is pretty positive in terms of the potential of this therapy to making this a practical reality for on-demand organs.